Good morning, all of you. So, in the previous lecture, we were discussing the oxidations of the alcohols and the oxidation by using the potassium dichromate in acidic medium. We have discussed the oxidation of the primary alcohols and the secondary alcohols. In primary alcohols, the oxidation of the oxidation gives you the formation of a aldehyde with the same number of carbon atoms, which on further oxidation gives carboxylic acid having the same number of carbon atoms. But if the oxidation of the secondary alcohols, that is the 2-propanol, is being carried out in presence of the K2Cr2O7, we get the ketone with the same number of carbon atom, which on further oxidation gives you the carboxylic acid having one carbon atom less as compared to the starting compound, that is the 2-propanol. In 2-propanol there are 3 carbon atoms, and in acetic acid there are only 2 carbon atoms. Now in the same way, if we treat the tertiary alcohols with the K2Cr2O7, we get the ketone as a product. This is your 2-methyl 2-propanol, and this on oxidation by using the K2Cr2O7 in presence of dilute H2SO4 will give you the carboxylic acid, ketone with one carbon atom less. Ketone with one carbon atom less, where the carbon dioxide and the water is set free. Here we get the formation of the acetone with one carbon atom, which on further oxidation will give you the carboxylic acid. And here the chromium trioxide, here instead of the potassium dichromate, here we are using a stronger oxidizing reagent, that is chromium trioxide. And chromic acid, chromic oxide. The chromic oxide on oxidation gives you ketone with one carbon atom less, which on further oxidation will give you the carboxylic acid again having one carbon atom less. Means in the overall reaction you will see that the two carbon atoms are less in the acid acid from the tertiary alcohol, and so in this way the oxidation is of the tertiary alcohols are carried out. Then the next is the oxidation of oxidation with concentrated nitric acid. Oxidation with concentrated nitric acid, and this is the concentrated nitric acid is not a common reagent, a common reagent common not a common reagent, and so it is easy to handle, but though it's highly corrosive, and it is only used for the oxidation of benzyl alcohol, and so they are as easy to handle. The benzyl alcohol is oxidized by using nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid, to give you the formation of the benzoic acid as a product. And so here we get the formation of the acid directly, that is the from alcohol, that is benzoic acid. Then the next reaction or the oxidation, that is open or oxidation. Open or oxidation. Open or oxidation. So this is a name is new, but the reaction is simple. Here in this reaction, the secondary alcohols are refluxed means they are heated in a jar, and they are converted into its vapor and again condensed, and this is refluxed in excess excess of acetone in presence of the catalyst, that is aluminum Aluminium tertiary butoxide. Aluminium tertiary butoxide catalyst. Aluminum butoxide, which gives corresponding corresponding ketones. Gives corresponding ketones. Means the secondary alcohols are converted to its ketone. So here, what is the type of reaction? That is R C H R O H. This is your secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol, which on treatment with acetone. So acetone is the common. Whenever you are supposed to change the reaction, you are supposed to change this type of secondary alcohol, and this reaction is carried out in presence of the reagent, that is the aluminium tertiary butoxide. Means here aluminium tertiary butoxide, means here these three molecules of tertiary butoxide are attached to the aluminium, and so this aluminium tertiary butoxide is the. So here this alcohol may have the secondary alcohol may have the two different types of R groups. So what is going to happen? This is secondary alcohol is being converted into its corresponding ketone. It's converted into corresponding ketone, and the acetone is converted to isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol. So here it's isopropyl alcohol, means the secondary alcohols are converted to its ketone, corresponding ketones. So here we will have an example of this, and this reaction is termed as your Oppenauer's oxidation. Oppenauer's oxidation. Suppose here CH3, that is C2H5, that is 2, extremely sorry. Here we are supposed to take the alcohol as a product. So here CH3C2H5 HOH. So here there are 4 carbons, so it's 2-butanol. It's 2-butanol. 2-butanol on treatment with acetone. Acetone in presence of aluminium tertiary butoxide. Aluminium tertiary butoxide, and here this molecule, that is the 2-butanol, will be converted into 2-butanone. It will be converted into 2-butanone. So depending upon the starting compound, what is the secondary alcohol, and here again the isopropyl alcohol will be obtained as a product, byproduct. That is 2-isopropyl alcohol or 2-propanol. 2-propanol or isopropyl alcohol is one and the same. And so in this way, the Oppenauer's oxidation is nothing but the secondary alcohols are refluxed with acetone in presence of aluminum tertiary butoxide as a catalyst for giving you the corresponding ketones. So this is one of the simple reaction. Then the next is your oxidation of diols. Diols means here the hydroxy groups are, means it is a alcohol with, means a dihydric alcohol. It's a dihydric alcohol, and so here we are going to see the pinacolan rearrangement. Pinacolan rearrangement reaction. Pinacolan rearrangement reaction. So it involves the migration. It involves the migration, means the atom or group of atom from one site is shifted to the another site. Is shifted to the another site within the same molecule or with the other molecule, developing and another species, a new species. So migrating group, The migrating group may be a anion or a cation or a free radical. So these are the different types. There are different types of rearrangement reaction. But here we want to just study the Pinacolan rearrangement reaction. Pinacolan rearrangement reaction, in which the migration of the methyl group is taking place within the same molecule. And so in this reaction, when pinacol is the molecule, it's the common name given to the compound, that is 2,3-dimethyl butane. See, pinacol is a molecule that is 2,3-dimethyl 2,3-dimethyl butane 2,3-diol 2,3-diol means pinacolon is nothing but this molecule. And here we will just write this structure so that it will become easy to understand. That is the, see, butane means containing four carbon atoms. 2 3 means suppose here 1 2 3 4. So at this 2 and 3 positions we are having these methyl groups. So 2 3 dimethyl 2 3 dimethyl butane diol means the OH groups. 2 3 diol means at 2 and 3 position there are the OH groups. And so this is called as your a pinacol, or it is 2 3 dimethyl butane 2 3 diol. So this molecule, on treating with the dilute sulfuric acid, so what is being done here, the rearrangement is going to take place. But how the rearrangement takes place? So when we are adding acid to this diol, OH groups are the bad leaving group. So the acid protonates the OH group, means CH3, CH3, here CH3. So one of the OH group gets protonated by donating the electron pair. So the here this oxygen bears a positive charge. So this oxygen gives the electron pair to this proton. Acid accepts this proton and forms the H2O plus, which is a good living group, and so this cleaves in the second step, that is the minus H2O, and so here we get the formation of the carbocation. Here we get the formation of the carbocation, or we can say carbonium ion. And so here the migration of the CH3 group takes place from this to the carbonium ion, and you get the formation of, means here it undergoes rearrangement rearrangement means it is getting rearranged from a one step, from one species to the another species, and here you are getting the positive charge, means the carbonium ion is being shifted from the carbonium ion. Now, why it gets shifted? Methyl group gets shifted because when this carbonium ion positive charge is obtained on this carbon, is being stabilized by the electron donating oxygen and gives the electron pair here, and so you get the formation of CH3 C double bond OH plus, and here you will get CH3 CH3 CH3, and then this proton gives the electron pair to this oxygen and forms the ketone, and here you get the formation of the pinacolan molecule, that is pinacolan. Now the pinacolan which is obtained is nothing but having the name, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the functional group will get the lowest possible number. So the numbering will start from this side. So it is 3, 3 dimethyl, 3, 3 dimethyl, 3, 3 dimethyl, 2 butanone, 2 butanone. And so this overall reaction is termed as your pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement. Means from pinacol to pinacolan rearrangement is taking place in presence of a simple dilute H2SO4 acid, and so this is nothing but the oxidation of the diols. And so in this way we finish up our the first part of this topic, that is the alcohols. And now we are supposed to turn towards the next part of this topic, that is the B, ethers. Ethers are the compounds having the COC linkage, COC linkage, or having the general formula ROR, that is the two alkyl groups are attached to the oxygen. And so this COC linkage containing compounds are termed as ether, and this linkage is also called as your ether linkage. It is called as your ether linkage. And so the general formula of this compound is CnH2n plus 2O. CnH2n plus 2O, where this is the simple example, that is suppose CH3OCH3. This is the ether. So this satisfies this formula because there are two carbons. So C2. So 2 into 2, 4 plus 2, 6. There are 6 hydrogens. Means in presence of this and one oxygen atom is there. And so this compound is your ether, and they are similar to that of alcohols and are also called as, they are similar to that of alcohols and are also called as means they are isomeric with alcohols, and they are also better represented as ROR, ROR dash, AROR, or AROAR. Means this classifies this classifies the ethers in two types. That is, the first is your symmetrical ethers. Symmetrical means same types of groups are attached from the same side of the oxygen. Means here CH3O CH3, or in general you can term it as ROR. And so here this is your dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether. And the second type is your asymmetrical, or in some cases it is said as asymmetrical ethers, having the general formula ROR dash, ROR dash, or you can say AROR. These are the asymmetrical ethers. Means the two different types of alkyl or aryl groups are attached to the oxygen atom, and so they are termed as your asymmetrical ethers, or they are also termed as your mixed ethers. Mixed ethers. And the example for this is your simple, that is the ethyl methyl ether, ethyl methyl ether, ethyl methyl ether. And so in this way the different types of ethers are formed, and that may be your symmetrical or asymmetrical ethers. And so in the next lecture we will discuss the nomenclature of ethers. Nomenclature of ethers. So the common nomenclature system, what it terms common nomenclature system? In the common nomenclature system of the ether, the names of the two alkyl or aryl groups attached to the oxygen are written first, and then the word ether is added. Suppose here it is CH3OCH3. So if we say it's dimethyl ether, di is dimethyl, and the name ether is added here. If the it is a type of mixed ether CH3OC2H5, we will say that it is ethyl methyl ether. It's ethyl methyl ether. In this way, the common nomenclature system in the common nomenclature system, the names of the alkyl groups or the aryl group is written first, and the word ether is added in the suffix. So here in this way, the common nomenclature system is very simple, and in the next nomenclature system, that is IUPAC nomenclature system, so that we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you very much.